to sleep.
Deputy Speaker, how do you shield ministers from character assassination on the floor of the House under the guise of privileged information or in a privileged space of what members can speak?
Usually the standing orders require that if you make an allegation against any public servant or anyone in the House, you should be able to substantiate your allegations.
But someone has to require you on a point of order, I guess.
Yes, somebody has to require you to substantiate.
And the ministers are not there to raise an...
But the minister can respond. The minister can request, now that they have a time...
I'm talking about like what transpired on Thursday with the leader of majority and what he says, which is open to interpretation. The minister is not there to respond.
If it's not factual, then the minister will can be able to ask for appear before the committee, or even during the question time, to say, I would like an opportunity during question time to defend myself. They'll be given the opportunity. But, and I don't think the leader of majority would say something that's not substantiated. And I'm happy that this was raised. Unfortunately, when that was happening, I was in Wasingishu for the devolution conference and then with the Law Society conference too. So I was not in the House on that day. But this is something I feel very strongly about. And coming from Wasingishu County, where most of the athletes come from, it's very painful. I listen to them. Every time they've landed, the Boston Marathon champion, the London Marathon champion, they have come to my home here in Kitusuru. I've hosted them because the cabinet secretary is not bothered. No one is there. I'm the one who's hosting them in my house. If you look at my Facebook page, I've hosted them for breakfast. They've sat through lunch. They've told me their challenges. And when they tell you the horror stories of what happens to them, they fly economy. The AK officials and the ministry officials are flying business class and first class. Sometimes they have a layover of 14 hours.
Yes, sleeping at the airport.
Yes, and even just seeing the management of sports at the moment, it's pain. If you look today, I checked as late as yesterday. Look for the Talenta Hela app. It doesn't exist. They told us it was launched. It doesn't exist. The other day, when our team, I think they went to Tunisia for the beach games, they were wearing fake sports uniforms. They were wearing, I think it was fake Adidas or knockoffs from River Road. If you look at the team that went to Trinidad Tobago, again, they were wearing fake uniforms. It just asks you, by the time a country reaches a point where our athletes are wearing fake uniforms, there is really something wrong.
And there's something wrong with...
There's something wrong with the management of sports. When you get to the point that doping is rampant in the country, yet I'm from Wasingishu, and I'm telling you, the chemists that issue these drugs to our young people are known. The coaches that issue these drugs are known. Why is it that they've not been arrested? Investigations, I've been following it up personally. I've been following up the issue because none of those young people know about doping. They can hardly buy food or shoes. So there's no way they know about doping. So it's usually the coaches or the people around them who are providing these drugs and lying to them that it's not doping.
The supplements.
Yeah, they tell them it's supplements and so on. And these kids don't know. They're very young. Most of them have never traveled in their lives. And these people are known. The anti-narcotics unit is in on it because every time the officers have traveled to Eldoret and Elgeyo Marakwet and Nandi County to do the investigations, they are usually recalled. So the matter has never been concluded.
Recalled by who?
They are recalled back by the anti-narcotics unit.
Yeah.
The anti-narcotics unit is not bothered to try and investigate this issue. Today, I can tell you, and I have reported this...
Is Parliament seized of this matter?
No, I'm waiting for the day. It's one of the questions that I've put for the Cabinet Secretary when he appears before Parliament. I have raised that question, and I've said I want him to come and answer. Because we have the photographs of the people in charge of the doping. We even got one person to agree to be a state witness so that he could tell us who are the others. So it is possible in one raid in Elgeyo Marakwet and Wasingishu County that you can arrest all those people involved in this doping. Any of the coaches and the agents, if your athlete has been found to have been doping, you should lose your license.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's you who fed it. So this is such a serious problem. And I speak today not as Deputy Speaker. I am speaking as somebody who is a leader in Wasingishu County. Because every time there is this crisis, people come to me. They come to my home. They come and tell me we have this problem. I have represented athletes who've been found to be doping pro bono, including Rita, the Chicago Marathon runner. We have rogue agents. I have money. I pushed that case until the coaches and the agents were kicked out of the country. They're Italian. They were kicked out of the country, but within no time, Athletics Kenya brought them back into Kenya. I had gotten them to be deported out of this country because of what they were doing to our athletes. So, yes, there is challenges, and I'm very passionate about this issue. It's a very painful thing because most of the economy of Uasin Gishu County actually rides on these athletes. Okay. They're the ones who bring in money to our country, into our county. They're the ones who've built the big buildings. They're the ones who have set up businesses and so on. So if this collapses, it's scary. And I remember last year, we ran a risk as Kenya from being barred from going to Paris 2024. Yes. And I remember at that time I was involved in a flurry of activity because I was terrified. I said, if we can't go to Paris, then Uasin Gishu County economy is finished because that is what we depend on.